What is shadow copy? Windows Help and Support. Whenever you have a question about a feature on a Windows system, you can use the Help and Support feature to look up definitions and explanations about it. So I typed in shadow copy and I searched it on the Help and Support, and I got 12 results for it. So let's look at number one. Number one says recover lost or deleted files. If you can't find a file on your computer, or you accidentally modify it or delete a file, you can restore it from a backup if you are using Windows Backup. Or you can try to restore it from a previous version. Previous versions are copies of files and folders that Windows automatically saves as part of a restore point. Previous versions are sometimes referred to as shadow copies. And this is pretty ridiculous. So I'm going to go back and look at the next result. So here's number two, backup and recovery strategies for IT pros. Hopefully we can all be pros eventually. So, backup and recovery strategies for IT pros. Windows 7 and Windows Server 2008 R2 contain tools that you can use to create and manage backups and perform recoveries for Windows 7. The following tools include, the tools include the following: shadow copies of shared folders and previous versions, wbadmin, command and task scheduler, Windows recovery environment, shadow copies of shared folders. Shadow copies of shared folders and previous versions. wbadmin, command and task scheduler, Windows recovery environment. Shadow copies of shared folders with previous versions. You can enable shadow copies of shared folders on a computer running Windows Server 2008 R2 to automatically create shadow copies of files and data on shared resources such as a file server. Then, users with computers running Windows 7 can update the previous versions feature to access any file that was accidentally deleted or overwritten. Tools. Shadow copies of shared folders. This feature is an extension of the shared folders Microsoft Management Console, MMC Snap-in. To open shadow copies of shared folders, click Start, point to the administrative tools, and then click Computer Management. In the control tree, right-click the shared folders, click All Tasks, and then click Configure Shadow Copies. Previous versions. Previous versions is available as a tab in the Properties dialog box for any item. To access the Previous Versions tab, locate the file or folder that you want to restore. Right-click the file or folder and click Properties. The Properties dialog box will appear. Click the tab labeled Previous Versions. Resources. For information about the instructions for using shadow copies of shared folders and previous versions, see the following article on the Microsoft website. For technical information about shadow copies of shared folders, see http://go.microsoft.com/fwlink/?, capital LINK, capital ID equals 94407. For technical information about how to use shadow copies of shared folders with the previous version client, go to the link http://go.microsoft.com/fwlink?????????????????????????????????????????????????????????????????????????????????????????????????????????????????????????????????????????????????????????????????????????????????????????????????????????????????????????????????????????????????????????????????????????????wbadmin Command and Task Scheduler. You can create schedule system image backups for your users by using the wbadmin Command and Task Scheduler. Tools: wbadmin command. You can use the wbadmin command to create and manage system image backups for computers running Windows 7. To open a command prompt with elevated privileges, click Start, right-click the command prompt, and then click Run as Administrator. Then, to see the syntax of the wbadmin command at the command prompt, type wbadmin /?. Task Scheduler. If you want to create a schedule to run backups at different times on different days, you can use Task Scheduler to create a series of tasks to run the wbadmin start backup command on the desired schedule or to launch a batch file. To open Task Scheduler, click Start, click Administrative Tools, and then click Task Scheduler. Resources. For information and instruction about using the wbadmin command and the wbadmin start backup with the Task Scheduler, see the following articles on the Microsoft website. And then it gives you the links. And we can skip this because this is repetitive. Okay. In addition, Windows Backup and Windows 7 contain several tools and features to help your users perform one-time and scheduled ups and later recover their files, data, and systems. You can manage certain functionalities of these tools using group policies. However, for the most part, these features are not designed to be administrated in the managed environment. And again, go to the links to get more detailed information. The Windows Recovery Environment. Windows Recovery Environment is a partial version of the operating system and a set of tools that you can use along with a backup that you created earlier using Windows Backup to perform system recoveries for your users. Tools. Windows Recovery Environment. You can use the Windows Recovery Environment to recover volumes and full systems that have become unbootable. You can access recovery and troubleshooting tools in Windows Recovery Environment through the System Recovery Options dialog box in the Install Windows wizard. In Windows 7, to launch this wizard, use the Windows Setup disk. A system repair disk that you create did earlier, or restart the computer, press F8 and then select repair your computer from the list of startup options, and then again the resources to verify or to get more information. Okay, so let's see what the next option says. Number 3, change where you back up your files. When you set up your computer to automatically back up files, you specify the location where the files are stored. You change this location if you are running out of space in the current location, or if you want to change the type of storage location, such as DVD, a hard disk on your computer, or a shared folder on another computer on a network. Note, you can only save your backups on a network location on Windows 7 Professional, Windows 7 Ultimate, and Windows 7 Enterprise. So basically, click to open Backup and Restore, and then click Change Settings, and then follow the steps in the wizard. If you are prompted for an administrator password or confirmation, type the password or provide confirmation. And this is the symbol for the UAC, the user account console, or whatever they call it. If you save your backups on an internal or external hard drive and you are running out of space, you can free up disk space by deleting older backups. For more information, see what backup settings should I use to maximize my disk. Okay, the 4th search result is delete files using disk cleanup. Disk excuse me. Delete files using disk cleanup. If you want to reduce the number of unnecessary files on your hard disk to free up disk space and to help your computer run faster, use disk cleanup. It removes temporary files, empties the recycle bin, and removes a variety of system files and other items that you no longer need. Okay? And for more information on that, for more information about deleting files from the recycle bin, see permanently delete files from the recycle bin. And you can even, there's even a nice hyperlink that'll take you to watch a video on the Microsoft website here. The following procedure cleans up files associated with your account. You can also use disk cleanup to clean up all files on your computer. The steps here. Number 1, click to open disk cleanup. So if you click this link, it'll open up the applet. Number 2, in the drives list, click the hard disk drive that you want to clean up and then click OK. Number 3, in disk cleanup dialog box on the disk cleanup tab, select the check boxes for the files types that you want to delete and then click OK. 4, in the message that appears, click delete files to clean up all files. So if you click that, you'll get the disk cleanup tool. Number 5, what is system protection? And again, all of these results are from using the help and support in your local computer. You just type in a term and it'll search for you. So I'm just reading a few of these here. Okay, so what is system protection? System protection is a feature that regularly creates and saves information about your computer system, files, and settings. System protection also saves previous versions of files that you've modified. It saves these files in restore points, which are created just before significant system events, such as the installation of a program or device driver. They are also created automatically once every 7 days if no other restore points were created in the previous 7 days. But you can create restore points manually at any time. System protection is automatically on the drive that Windows is installed on. System protection can only be turned on for drives that are formatted using the NTFS file system. There are two ways that you can take advantage of system protection. If your computer is running slowly or isn't working properly, you can use System Restore to return your computer system files and settings to an earlier point in time using a restore point. For more information about System Restore, see System Restore Frequently Asked Questions. If you accidentally modify or delete a file or folder, you can restore it to a previous version that's saved as part of a restore point. For more information about previous versions, see previous versions of files, frequently asked questions. Okay. So let's see if I can find some more about shadow copy here. So we'll check 6. Check a drive for errors. Okay. Well, check a file for errors. You can also solve some computer problems by checking a drive or drives for errors. For example, you can check a computer's primary hard disk. To fix some performance issues, you can check an external hard drive if it is not working properly. And you would click Open Computer, right-click the device that you want to check, and then click Properties. Click the Tools tab, and then under Error Checking, click Check Now. If the UAC prompts you for an administrator password or confirmation, type the password or provide confirmation. To automatically repair problems, the files and folders that the scan detects, select Automatically Fix File System Errors. Otherwise, the disk check will report problems but not fix them. To perform a thorough check, select Scan for and attempt to recovery of bad sectors. This scan attempts to find and repair physical errors on the disk itself, and it can take much longer to complete. To check for both file errors and physical errors, select both Automatically Fix File System Errors and Scan for and attempt recovery of bad sectors. And step 4 is to click Start. Excuse me. Depending on the size of your drive, this might take several minutes. For best results, don't use your computer for any other tasks while it is checking for errors. The note: if you select Automatically Fix File System Errors for a drive that is in use, for example, the partition that contains Windows, you will be prompted to reschedule the check for the next time you restart your computer. Okay. So, my opinion about using the Windows Help and Support is that it will give you the most relevant result at the top, at the top 12 here, and you might see less and less information, less and less specific information about, topics like the shadow copy, further down the list. So let's check one more, just to be sure. Let's see. If your computer is working slowly, you might see a message saying that the theme is using most of its allowed memory. If this happens, you can change the Windows 7 Basic theme or the high contrast theme to improve information. If you change the theme in Windows 7 Basic, you will no longer get the full Aero experience because Windows 7 Basic doesn't support Aero to begin with. Aero is the premium visual experience in this version of Windows. It features a transparent glass design, Windows animation, Aero Flip 3D, and live previews, and you can use Aero simply by holding the the key that looks like the Windows button and the tab. You press them together, and you can use Aero if your version of Windows 7 supports it. Okay, so I have not seen anything about shadow copy of late. So here's some more information about files and settings. System Restore helps you restore your computer's system files to an earlier point in time. Typically, you want to restore your computer to a restore point that was created just before the date and time when you started noticing problems. The description of the restore points are created automatically corresponding with the name of an event, such as a Windows update installing an update. System Restore returns your computer to a state that it was before the restore point that you choose. To learn more about how System Restore works, click this link. To restore system files and settings using the recommended restore point. So click this link to open up the applet. The UAC will prompt you maybe. Click the recommended restore and then click next. Okay. If there isn't a recommended restore point, follow the steps below to choose a specific restore point. Review the restore point and then click Finish. To restore system files and settings using a specific restore point, click on this link. Answer any questions that the UAC might ask you. Do one of the following. If there is a recommended restore point, click and choose a different restore point and then click Next. If there isn't a recommended restore point, click Next. Click the restore point that you want and then click Next. To view the program and drives that will be affected, which could include programs that will be deleted, click Scan for affected programs. Review the restore point and then click Finish. Okay, that was pretty cool. Okay, let's see, 9. Recovering stop blue screen errors in Windows 7. The blue screen of death. Uh-oh. You cannot connect to online help, which shows our latest content. Click your internet connection and then try to connect. Okay, so for whatever reason it's not displaying. So we will try it again. Nope, nothing. Let's see what the command reference overview H1S is. Okay, I'm getting a screwy error here. Okay. So apparently I'm not synced up to their server here. So I'll just go through whatever they show here. Let's see. So what is the Sync Center? Sync Center allows you to check the results of your recent sync activity. If you've set up your computer to sync with the network server, often called offline files, when you sync with the network server, you can access files by keeping synced copies of those files on your computer. Even when the network server is unavailable, Sync Center can tell you if the file sync successful or if there are any sync errors, and you click that for the Sync Center. Okay, which is which I might have to do. Okay, Sync Center is designed to help you sync files on the network in network locations. If you want to sync a mobile device with your computer, such as a mobile phone or portable music player, Windows gives you several options. You can install the sync software that some manufacturers include with their device. You can use the new device storage feature in this version of Windows if your device supports this feature. For more information, see Sync Music, Photos, Contacts, and Calendars with a mobile device. So since I'm getting this error here, I'm going to click on it and see if I can see what happened. So I clicked on it and the error went away. So that was pretty silly. Nope, it's back. Topic not found. Okay, so maybe they deleted their web page or their information about it, or maybe I didn't install it. I don't know. Anyway, so that's my reading on the 12 results of shadow copy that I received when I used the Windows Help and Support. I simply typed it in the search box, shadow copy, and I searched it and I got 12 results. So anyway, that's it. Thank you.